Chapter 5 The Dried Up Well. Intro, wind screaming down a narrow mountain path. Axe thunks into wood. A woman's faint giggle under the blizzard. Black hair spilling over a frozen well rim like ink in water. The well is full, and it's hungry. Episode 5 drops the rope. The snow was so heavy that walking on the narrow mountain path was almost impossible. Lin Qiushi was worried that Yuan Baijia's health couldn't take it, so he protected her the whole way. Xiao Ku, standing beside him, casually remarked, "You two have such a good relationship." "She's a girl," Lin Qiushi said, "it's only right that we take extra care of her." Yuan Baijia clung weakly to Lin Qiushi, glanced at Xiao Ku, and showed a pitiful expression. Xiao Ku looked away expressionlessly, seemingly disliking her. They finally arrived at the tree-cutting site and got to work again. This time, they chose 2 trees that weren't too thick, intending to cut them all down in one go. Although the weather was cold, Lin Qiushi felt a bit warm after cutting trees for a while. He reached out and unbuttoned his coat, then stood up to rest for a bit. Yuan Baijia leaned against a tree beside her, looking at Lin Qiushi with a thoughtful expression. Lin Qiushi glanced at her. "What are you looking at?" "Yuan Baijia, your butt is quite perky." Lin Qiushi nearly twisted his back from the axe in his hand. He turned his head and stared at Yuan Baijia. "What did you say?" "Yuan Baijia, I didn't say anything, you must have misheard me." Lin Qiushi looked on with suspicion. "Yuan Baijia, or would you like to repeat what I just said?" "Lin Qiushi, I'm speechless." This guy just knew he was embarrassed, right? The two chatted as they chopped down trees, occasionally taking turns to rest with the other men in the group. Before it got completely dark, they had cut down 2 trees. There was nothing wrong with cutting down trees, but moving them became a source of anxiety for everyone. The 2 teammates who were crushed to death by a tree yesterday have been buried under thick snow, but even though their bodies are no longer visible, their tragic appearance is still vivid in our minds. "We're not going to carry it," Xiong Qi said. "Let's just put a rope around it and drag it around." "Then who will tow it?" Zhang Zishuang asked. Xiong Qi said, "The men are divided into 2 groups, and they all drag their things. This method is fair. Everyone is doing the same thing, so if someone dies, it's simply because they're unlucky and they can't blame anyone else." Lin Qiushi didn't say much, but reached out and took the rope from Xiong Qi's hand. He then joined another teammate who hadn't spoken much either, and began to struggle to drag the heavy timber. Dragging timber on the narrow mountain path was more difficult than using a pole, but at least it was safer, preventing accidents like the one before. Having learned from the previous experience, everyone was very cautious along the way, and only breathed a sigh of relief when they left the mountain road and arrived at the carpenter's house. "Old man," Xiong Qi called out, "we've brought the timber." The creaking sound of wood being processed inside the door stopped. A moment later, a wrinkled, aged face peeked out from the crack in the door. The carpenter slowly pushed the door open and gestured for them to bring the wood in. "Grandpa," Xiong Qi wiped the white snow off his face, "we've delivered the timber. Afterwards, we'll go to the temple to offer our prayers. Do we need to bring anything?" The old man took a puff of his long pipe, exhaled thick white smoke, and mumbled, "Just take the people with you." Xiong Qi frowned upon hearing this. "You have to go at night," the old man said. "After dark, you go into the temple one by one, and come out after you've finished praying." Yuan Baijia's expression subtly changed upon hearing this request. Lin Qiushi thought she would say something, but in the end, she said nothing, only smiling with a subtle expression. "Do we have to go in one by one?" Xiong Qi seemed to find this requirement a bit strange. "Can't we all go in together?" "Go in together?" The old man sneered. "You can try." "Thank you." Xiong Qi didn't ask any more questions, turned around and called everyone to leave the carpenter's house. Lin Qiushi felt there was something strange about this person. He said, "Don't the people in the village ever lie to us?" "Some might," Xiong Qi said, "but key figures generally don't lie." If the clues they give us are wrong, then what's the point of our efforts? I might as well just wait to die. Lin Qiushi responded with an "oh." After delivering the wood to the carpenter, the group returned to their lodgings, lit a fire to warm themselves, and discussed what to do next. Wan Baijie said she needed to use the restroom and went out for a while, but she didn't come back for a long time. Lin Qiushi waited for a while, then, feeling quite worried about her, he ran out as well. He didn't find her in the toilet, but after searching around the house, he saw Wan Baijie sitting alone by the well. She seemed to have been sitting by the well for a while, her body and head covered in a layer of white snow. Lin Qiushi tentatively called her name, but Wan Baijie seemed not to hear him and didn't even turn her head. Wan Baijie. Lin Qiushi walked towards her. What are you doing? It's so cold outside. Don't move, Wan Baijie suddenly said. Lin Qiushi stopped in his tracks. Wan Baijie said, don't come near me. Her tone was extremely cold, completely devoid of her usual gentleness. Stay away from me. Lin Qiushi asked, what happened? He keenly sensed that Wan Baijie's sudden change in attitude was closely related to the well next to her. Wan Baijie shook her head and did not answer. Lin Qiushi boldly took 2 more steps towards Wan Baijie, getting closer to get a clearer view of the well. What he saw made his hair stand on end and gave him goosebumps. The well was covered in a layer of black stuff. At first, Lin Qiushi thought it was water, but then he noticed the stuff slowly wriggling, confirming that he wasn't mistaken. The well was filled with black hair. Wan Baijie's feet seemed to be tangled in the hair, and she was unable to move her body at all. Don't come any closer, Lin Qiushi, Wan Baijie said. You'll be dragged down with him. It's all right. Lin Qiushi said softly, afraid that if he spoke too loudly, he would disturb those black hairs. It's all right, don't be afraid, I'm here to help you. Wan Baijie turned to look at Lin Qiushi. Her eyes, which had been so tender before, were now like a bottomless lake, dark and unsettling. She said, why bother? Lin Qiushi said, wait for me a moment, hang in there. He remembered something and ran towards the house. Xiong-Chi, who was sitting in the living room, saw Lin Qiushi running wildly and asked him what had happened. Lin Qiushi ignored him and went straight to the kitchen. Upon reaching the kitchen, he picked up a few pieces of firewood, quickly lit them with a flint, and then turned and ran outside. The few minutes felt like centuries. Lin Qiushi's hands trembled as he lit the fire. He was afraid that when he returned to the well, there would be nothing but an empty well. Fortunately, when he returned with the torch, Wan Baijie was still sitting there. I'm back. Lin Qiushi said breathlessly. I'll come over in a bit, throw the fire into the well, and you hold my hand, don't let go. Wan Baijie, aren't you afraid? Lin Qiushi was taken aback. What are you afraid of? Wan Baijie said, of course, it's because I'm afraid of dying. Lin Qiushi laughed, who isn't afraid of death? But there are always things more terrifying than death. Although he still had some doubts about this world, he could still feel that Wan Baijie had saved him several times. If it weren't for Wan Baijie, he might have been one of the bloodied and mangled corpses on the first night. All right, I'm coming over. Lin Qiushi was afraid that if he delayed too long, Wan Baijie would run out of energy, so he slowly moved his feet and walked towards Wan Baijie's side. Once he got close enough, he grabbed Wan Baijie's hand and threw the torch into her still swirling hair. Ah! A shrill scream rang out, followed by a woman's voice coming from the well. The hair, now ablaze with fire, began to writhe violently. In a daze, Lin Qiushi saw a deathly pale face in the well. Although it was only for a moment, Lin Qiushi recognized the face. He had seen it in the house before. It was the face of the female ghost who had disguised herself as Wan Baijie that night. Run! As soon as Wan Baijie's hair broke off, Lin Qiushi grabbed her and started running. Wan Baijie didn't resist and let Lin Qiushi do as he pleased. The two rushed into the house, panting heavily. What's wrong? Everyone in the room was surprised. There's something in the well, Lin Qiushi said breathlessly. Everyone, stay away from the well. Bai Jia was almost pulled down just now. After he finished speaking, he turned to look at Bai Jia and asked her if she was hurt. No, Bai Jia said. I'm fine. Upon hearing this, Lin Qiushi turned his gaze to her feet and saw that Bai Jia's ankle had a ring of bloody marks from being bandaged, and blood was still slowly dripping down. He said, You call this nothing? Sit down quickly, I'll bandage it for you. Bai Jia seemed to only then belatedly realize that she was injured. She tilted her head, but in the end, she listened to Lin Qiushi and obediently sat down in the chair. Lin Qiushi found the medicine in the house, knelt down in front of Bai Jia, let her place her feet on his knees, and began to slowly treat her wounds. His movements were very gentle and careful, as if he was worried about hurting Bai Jia. Are you always this cautious with girls? Bai Jia suddenly asked. What does this have to do with girls? Lin Qiushi replied casually. Even if you were a man, would I be rough with you? Bai Jia, Lin Qiushi casually remarked, You're not really a man, are you? You're so tall, and your chest is so flat. But Bai Jia was indeed beautiful, at least Lin Qiushi didn't believe there was such a man in the world. Yes, Bai Jia exclaimed, my breasts aren't even as big as yours. Lin Qiushi, a helpless smile. Bai Jia added, your ass isn't as perky as yours. Lin Qiushi, why do you talk so much? Bai Jia giggled. Lin Qiushi treated Bai Jia's wounds before telling Qiushi and the others what had happened. The others reacted well, but Qiushi and Xiaoke looked rather grim, clearly remembering what the old man had told them about the final step in making a coffin, filling the well. What's the connection between the coffin and the well? Is it a unique custom of this village or a trap set by the carpenter? Bai Jia seemed to know what Qiushi was thinking and smiled, don't think so much. Just do what you should do. Fate is predetermined. Qiushi sighed slightly, we plan to go to the temple tonight, do you want to come along? Me? Bai Jia said, I injured my foot and can't walk. Qiushi, carry me. Lin Qiushi nodded. Xiaoke, standing nearby, said, how come you can't walk with such a small injury? Bai Jia wasn't angry when she heard this. She just smiled sweetly and said, Miss, please be more understanding. I'm spoiled at home, so it's natural for me to be a little more delicate when I'm out here. Xiaoke said, just keep causing trouble because Lin Qiushi has a good temper. Nobody knows anyone in this world, so why should we indulge you? Oh, I thought you and Qiushi knew each other, Bai Jia said casually. To everyone's surprise, Xiaoke and Qiushi's expressions changed upon hearing this, and their eyes showed signs of wariness. Lin Qiushi instantly sensed the change in atmosphere. What do you mean by that? Xiaoke retorted. It doesn't mean anything, Bai Jia said. I just thought you two were close. You two don't actually know each other, do you? How could that be? Xiaoke looked very uncomfortable. Bai Jia smiled but did not continue the topic. Of course, Xiaoke didn't hold a grudge against Bai Jia. She didn't stop Bai Jia from having Lin Qiushi carry her to the temple, and turned away with a gloomy expression. To be continued. One by one into the temple. Hair or water? Like if you torched the well. Subscribe or the hair finds your drain. 12 Haunting Doors.